Hi buddy, it's Paul here from Ballistic Blood Bullets with the boxed set edition of the Will Smith starrer I Am Legend. Received this just today from Amazon.com and it is a incredible bargain, so I just couldn't resist. It basically is listed on Amazon.com if you want to check it out for yourselves for under $16. It's basically $15 plus change, and that is too good a deal and bargain to turn down. It's one of those films that I find just grows on me. Each time I watch it, I just enjoy it. It's like revisiting an old friend that you perhaps forget about for a little while, but when you see it on TV or it's just playing, you stick with it. It's just a fun film, and so much so that the opportunity to pick this one up came along, and at that price just could not turn it down. So this is the boxed set edition of I Am Legend, and let's have a look inside. Okay, so here we have it, the box set released from its cellophane packaging. The first thing that immediately is a little bit unfortunate is that this actual backing information isn't the sturdiest and is stuck to the back of the box. And you can make the decision to peel it completely off, but it's going to leave tear marks, unfortunately. But this isn't the best way of displaying the information on a box set. Really, it is something that you want to be able to remove and store separately or place it within the box itself. So rather unfortunate with that. I'll leave it on there for now, but literally it is flimsy paper, and as I say, it is unfortunately stuck to the box and it is going to leave tear marks, but thankfully that is only on the reverse of the box. The front with the nice gold slightly indented embossing is unaffected by that, and we have the picture there on the front of Will Smith and his character Dr. Robert Neville. But what is immediately very nice is that here we have a little sort of pickup with inside the box, and we open up the box itself, and we're met with a very nice opening lid shot of Dr. Robert Neville, and that is a very glossy, very nice sheened image in the top flip up part of the box itself. Captures the essence of the movie wonderfully. That is a very, very nice shot indeed. And as we pan down to the contents of the box itself, this is where that little pick-me-up comes in handy. A little bit of ribbon. It enables you to lift out the contents of the box without causing any undue further damage. So let's carry on with that and lift out the contents of the box. Just looking further into the box, and of course here we have the DVD set and Blu-rays of the films. And I say films because it is the set that comes with two versions, two cuts of the film. The theatrical edition and the unrated longer version with the alternate cut to the film. And I've seen both versions, both the theatrical and the alternate ending, and both are very good. I do actually really like the extended cut with the alternate ending. It reveals a little bit more to the character of Robert Neville, and also really just it leaves it open for a continuation, and there is talk of there being a sequel to I Am Legend, and of course there is the possibility of I Am Legend 2, but it's still undecided whether, if they do actually get to make the film, whether it will be a sequel or in fact a prequel. But either way, they are still trying to get Will Smith on board, and I think that that would be a good idea if they do actually pursue the possibility of doing a sequel, or a prequel indeed, but a follow-up film. It definitely would need to have Will Smith in it, even if it were only in a perhaps cameo role, but it would just need him there really as the big star name, and to continue the franchise it would be all the more better for having him in it. It's interesting with the backstory of I Am Legend because, of course, as most of you will know, that it was taken from the story I Am Legend by author Richard Matheson. And the first incarnation of the story was with Vincent Price back in 1964, and the film was called The Last Man on Earth, and it was more to do with vampires in that incarnation. And Vincent Price's character was Dr. Robert Morgan, and there's a plague that sweeps the earth, and he's literally the last man standing, the last man on Earth, and he has to try and find some sort of cure. He's immune himself, but basically being all alone, he's attacked, or he's certainly pursued by the hordes of the infected and the vampire-like creatures at night. They can't come out during the day because the affliction they have is that they are affected by the daylight, much like vampires would be. So he actually he lives in a fortified residence, locks himself in by night, during the day, and sleeps during the day, and at night he goes out and seeks out the resting places of these poor unfortunates and stakes them, tries to reduce their numbers in order for him to be able to survive and continue his search for any other living life forms of normality, normal human beings, somebody like himself. What I always found fascinating is, by watching the original The Last Man on Earth, it is a wonderful film from 1964, I really do like it, and it's really the influence that it had on George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, and I always find it quite sort of amusing really that everybody talks about how influential George Romero's Night of the Living Dead was, and how it's the godfather, the forefather of the zombie film, and how there was nothing like it before it. But it's actually not true, because if you take the time and trouble to seek out The Last Man on Earth and watch it, the influences in that film that are shown and repeated and copied in Night of the Living Dead is, in some situations, almost scene for scene. So the true forefather of the zombie film is down to really Richard Matheson's writing, and the film starring Vincent Price, The Last Man on Earth. And if you haven't seen that version, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a wonderful film. Just getting back here to the set itself, some great imagery here, and again, it is something that within the discs holdings here behind we have nice picture artwork as well, and it's a 3-disc set. We've got basically the DVD, the Blu-ray, and the bonus features, and all put together in a very nice package. They've done a good job. It's very crisp, clear, just the matte black imagery and the gold embossed I Am Legend on the outside. And part of the package is also a very nice, quite chunky booklet that we have, and very much it's picture artwork, and some very nice picture artwork indeed that we have, images of the film, and it is a nice part of this very well put together package. So there we have a very nice, quite thick, chunky book to go with it. What we also have as well as part of this nice package are some postcards, picture cards, in this nice little almost wax exterior bonded protective sleeve. I've done a good job with that as well. And we have some nice sheened cards with images from the film, very much giving almost like a post-apocalyptic image of the backdrop scenery, and this is clearly images of how the plague affects the world, because these are pictures of globally recognised iconic landscapes. And we have the Paris image and the Eiffel Tower, and then we go to Taiwan, and it's got that sort of it's got a gold sheen to the picture, but almost a greyed out image as well, which is very much in tone with the post-apocalyptic sort of imagery of the film, and very nicely done, very nicely done indeed. We have Tower Bridge in London, England, and here we have the last image from India. But very nicely done cards, very well done, all add to the nice quality of the set. And just getting back to the little bit of backstory for those that may be interested regarding the film. I Am Legend, taken from Richard Matheson's book. It's seen quite a few cinema incarnations. As I say, one of my favourite, probably my favourite actually, is The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, but give credit to where credit's due. This version with Will Smith, as I say, each time I watch it I enjoy it more. So it's definitely a stayer and a replay value, and highly enjoyable. But as is also the second incarnation of the film with Charlton Heston, one of Hollywood's big names, and he in 1971 starred in the incarnation of the novelisation under the title of The Omega Man, and alongside Anthony Zerber as his nemesis, who was the leader of the mutant hordes called Matthias, and puts in a great performance. And as always, I found that during that period in the 60s and 70s, Charlton Heston, I think he had it written into his contract that he would meet with a gory demise at the end of each film, or a sad demise, and certainly it's an interesting demise that he meets with in The Omega Man. A budget label release incarnation of the iconic novel is from the Asylum Studios, of course, made in 2007, and that's a film called I Am Omega. Very low budget, but actually it is a fun film and definitely worth checking out. And that stars Mark Dacascos, and as I say, it's from the Asylum Studios, but it is good fun, so definitely worth seeking out. So that's a little bit of history and background to the story. And just to close here with this set is with a very nice looking bit of cool memorabilia that is probably not going to show up too well. I'll do my best I can to capture this, but this is like a very heavy weighted solid plastic container of an image that is lenticular. Probably not capturing it as well as I can do, but it is quite tricky. But it's got Will Smith, and I think we can just about capture it there. Well, the light reflecting on light here as well, which is giving that line, unfortunately. But it is very much movement within it, and it is a very weighty, almost paperweight little item, but nonetheless pretty darn cool. So that again is all part and parcel of this bargain pickup from Amazon.com. As I say, under $16, and even with shipping it works out extremely good value. So very, very pleased indeed to have been able to pick this up, and hopefully you've enjoyed sharing this with me, just taking you through it. And anybody that is even half interested in the film, I highly recommend picking this set up. The only downside, as I say, is with that unfortunate sticky label with the information on the back of the box. That is a little bit annoying, but otherwise this set very, very much very worthwhile picking up, and great value for money. So there we are. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you've enjoyed me taking you through this one, and leave you with Will Smith and his character with his dog, and of course Dr. Robert Neville, and let's see what happens with a sequel or prequel on the horizon. But as I say, thank you very much for watching. Take care everybody, see you all soon, bye for now.